Hello, and welcome to the YouTube channel for the Renaissance English History Podcast. Today, we are talking about Henry VIII's children. He had 3 children, right? Oh, no. There might be a lot more. Well, half a dozen more. We are going to talk today about Henry VIII's illegitimate children that he had. So, of course, a lot of them, they're alleged. There's only one that he acknowledged. But there's some interesting stories behind the others as well. So we're going to dig into that. I actually did do a video last week, maybe the week before, on Henry Fitzroy, who's the one acknowledged illegitimate child. So we're going to kind of skip over him very briefly, talk about him very briefly, but then we'll dig into the others. Also, I'm thinking about turning this into a whole podcast, digging really deep. This is kind of just a short overview. If you think this would make a good podcast episode, let me know in the comments and I will do a deeper dive into them, okay? So if you are new here, very special, warm welcome to you. My name is Heather and I have been podcasting on Tudor England since 2009. This channel right here is where I put all of my podcast episodes, as well as loads of extra content like this video right here. Just a quick reminder, TudorCon is coming up in less than a month, September 8th through 10th. You can still get streaming tickets to come via the magic of the internet. That's englandcast.com/TudorCon online to get your streaming ticket. All right. In the intricate tapestry of Tudor England, legitimacy was more than a matter of birthright. It was a symbol of power, of stability, and of divine right. The idea was that royal blood carried sanctity, and the very essence of the monarchy depended on a clear line of succession. So illegitimate children were considered outsiders, barred often from the inner circles of nobility, and denied the birthright privileges of their legitimate counterparts. Of course, this is because it could be a threat to the monarchy itself, right? So the strict adherence to legitimacy was grounded in both politics and religion. The Middle Ages and early Renaissance period, of course, held up the sanctity of marriage and viewed children born outside of the marital confines as tainted. In the realm of politics, legitimacy ensured the undisputed right to the throne, preventing civil unrest and claims from rival factions, at least in theory. Remember, the Wars of the Roses was still quite fresh in everyone's minds around this time. So an illegitimate child, especially one born to a king, was a very controversial figure, both pitied, potentially powerful. Their very existence raised questions of morality, of succession, of political maneuvering, making them subjects of intrigue and speculation in courtly circles. So first, we're going to talk about the Carey family, consisting of Catherine Carey and Henry Carey. This has long been a point of intrigue and speculation when it comes to the potential illegitimate children of Henry VIII. Catherine Carey was born in 1524, the daughter of William Carey and Mary Boleyn, Henry's infamous mistress, the sister of Anne Boleyn. The timing of Catherine's birth and the nature of the relationship between Mary and Henry has led many to suggest that Catherine could be Henry's daughter. However, of course, there's no concrete proof of this. It's entirely possible that she was born after Mary's relationship with the king had ended. Her brother Henry's birth, also born in 1526, is also cloaked in similar rumors. Henry was born during a period when Mary's relationship with the king was likely ongoing. Due to the close timing and Henry's subsequent favorable treatment in court, even his name, there's been lots of speculation through the years. There was at the time, and there still is, about his paternity. He was later made Baron Hudson by his cousin, Queen Elizabeth I. Cousin anyway, because she would have been, Elizabeth was the daughter of Anne, and so it might be that it was his half-sister, but also his cousin. All gets very complicated. Elizabeth also offered him the Earl of Ormond on his deathbed, a title associated with his maternal family, the Boleyn. What adds another layer of interest to these speculations is the fact that both Catherine and Henry bore a noticeable resemblance to Henry VIII. The resemblance was even more pronounced in Catherine's daughter, Elizabeth Knowles, who was said to be so similar in appearance to Elizabeth I that she was often mistaken for her. Despite the whispers and rumors, neither Catherine nor Henry Carey were ever publicly acknowledged by Henry VIII as his children. The lack of official acknowledgement may have been influenced by political implications at the time, particularly given the sensitive nature of the Boleyn family with the crown. Whether descended from a king or not, the Careys remain an intriguing footnote. Now let's talk about four other potential children of Henry VIII. The first is Thomas Stuckley. His mother was Jane Pollard, and he was an English mercenary who fought in France and Ireland and at the Battle of Lepanto. I did a whole episode on the Battle of Lepanto a couple of years ago. He was killed in the Battle of Alcazar fighting the army in Morocco. He was a Roman Catholic recusant and a rebel against Elizabeth I. His mother, Jane Pollard, was the member of a prominent Devon family, and she is believed to have had a relationship with Henry VIII before her marriage. The rumors of Thomas being Henry's son largely come from his own claims. He allegedly boasted about his royal blood, though there's no concrete evidence to support this. His adventurous spirit and his audacious character might have further evoked comparisons to the young Henry VIII, fueling further speculation. Next comes Richard Edwards. His mother was Agnes Edwards. He was an English poet, playwright, and composer. He was a gentleman of the Chapel Royal. He was a master of the singing boys. He was known for his comedies and his interludes, and he received a lot of patronage, showing a high level of royal favor. So rumors persisted, likely because of his rapid rise in the court and his artistic talents, which mirrored those of the king. Some contemporary sources hint at a possible lineage with Henry, but direct evidence remains elusive. The next one is Ethelreda Malt. She's also called Audrey. Her mother was Joan Dingley. Audrey was acknowledged as the daughter of a John Malt, who was Henry VIII's tailor. However, her father's will, John's will, hinted at a royal connection. He left her a fair amount of money, which he said that Henry VIII had given him, and Henry had given him special grants when he accepted her as his daughter. So his will, provided generously for Audrey, contained a telling phrase. It referred to her as being reputed to be his daughter. This, along with land grants linked to properties that were historically connected to the Boleyn family, led many to speculate that she was Henry's daughter. Finally, we have John Parrott. His mother was Mary Berkeley, the wife of Sir Thomas Parrott. He served as Lord Deputy of Ireland and had a tumultuous relationship with the crown, eventually being imprisoned for treason. The rumor mill largely focused on John's supposed resemblance to Henry VIII, both physically and in temperament. Contemporary sources, including Sir Robert Naughton's Fragmenta Regalia, suggest that Parrott was the king's son, citing his behavior and physical likeness as evidence. While none of these figures was acknowledged by Henry VIII, the swirling rumors and their various connections at the royal court ensured that they remained subjects of intrigue and speculation in the annals of Tudor history. It should be noted that most modern historians reject John Parrott, especially as being the son of Henry VIII. But throughout most of history, people did suspect that there was a link there. The intrigue surrounding Henry VIII's possible unacknowledged children remains a tantalizing puzzle for historians. Of course, there was no DNA testing available during the Tudor era. Much of what we know about these potential heirs comes from written records and gossip, and sometimes the very silence of historical texts. Some factors come into play when considering the legitimacy of these claims. First, Henry's personality was such that if he believed any of these children were his, he might have acknowledged them the way he did with Henry Fitzroy. His failure to do so casts doubt on these claims. However, of course, the political landscape was complex, and acknowledging an illegitimate child could pose a threat to the line of succession, especially during times when Henry's legitimate heirs were in question. The king's acknowledgement might also have given the child and their maternal family a significant boost in status and power, which could disrupt the delicate balance of power at court. Finally, the mothers of these children and their proximity to the king during the speculated times can offer some clues. Some had clear access to the king, while others seem more distant. While we may never know the full truth, the story of these individuals and their potential links to the throne add depth to the already complex tapestry of Tudor history. So we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it to the end of this video and liked it, I hope I earned your subscription to my channel and a press of that like button. I put out videos like this almost every day. And I mean, who doesn't want their YouTube algorithm Tudorfied, right? Thanks so much for watching. Remember, you are deeply loved and appreciated. I am so glad you're here, not just because you watched my video. Don't forget to drink your water, and I will see you again tomorrow.